Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today, finally, I'm going to sit down and talk about my vinyl collection. And I know I've been talking about it for quite a while, and I keep putting it off, and I decided to finally do it while I have the time. So, a little bit about my vinyl collection. I like vinyl. I love the way it sounds. I like that you have artwork that's big and you can actually see the artwork. It's kind of like just having that physical media, kind of like CDs used to be. I used to have vinyl back in the day, but I never had a ton. I am 42, so yes, I was around when vinyl was kind of at its ending stages, but I love music and I think that vinyl sounds very warm, and I like that. And I like that at least the record player that I have, you can't skip tracks unless you pick it up and move it. So you actually have to experience the whole side of the album that you're listening to. And for me, I really like that. It's not just instant gratification sort of thing that happens now. So when it comes to actual vinyl, I am not by any means a vinyl expert. I don't go out of my way to look for the most obscure things. It's just certain things that I want on vinyl because it brings me memories, or it's just something that the music means a lot to me that I think would sound good on vinyl. So I'm kind of all over the spectrum. I'm also going to list below. Discogs is an app you can get. It's also online, but you can list all your stuff on there so you can keep track of what you have. So I'll have a link for that below that you can click on. You can actually see all these if you're curious of any of the ones that I do have. Also, I'm going to put my Amazon wish list below so you can kind of see the stuff that I'm looking at. Now, I will say a lot of the stuff on the Amazon wish list is stuff that isn't around anymore, or if it is, it's super expensive. The main reason I have my wish list is to remind me of those stuff that at one point I really, really would like to have on vinyl. Maybe not a necessity right now, but it's just kind of a ever-changing list, and I always try to update it if I buy something off of it or whatever. Or I'll get in a mood and I'll think of a certain song or certain artist, so I'll add it to that list. So both those links will be down below if you're just wanting to check them out. That's the only reason they're there. But anyway, without further ado, let's start talking about my vinyl collection. These should be in alphabetical order. I say should, unless I screwed up and put something wrong. This may be a little bit longer video, so bear with me. If you're interested in music, I'm interested in music. I'm interested in makeup already, but I feel like they go hand in hand. So let's get started. The first in my group is someone who I love, Tori Amos. This is the Little Earthquakes LP. I also have Under the Pink, and I also have Boys for Pele, which these are all reissues, so they've been remastered. Like I said, I'm not a vinyl expert. I just research. I look for the ones that I want, and then I look at reviews too, because some vinyl pressings aren't that great. So I try to get stuff that I know I'll at least enjoy listening to. Now, the thing with Tori, I was a little late to the game on her. Like, I believe I got into her after Under the Pink came out, and then I went backwards, and of course, Little Earthquakes, and then Boys for Pele come out, and then I saw her in concert for her Dewdrop In tour. Absolutely just fell in love with her all over again. I like her music up till Strange Little Girls. So I like the first 4 or 5 albums I just really, really like. And they were supposed to release From the Choir Girl Hotel as a reissue on vinyl as well, but it's not been released. And I don't think they're going to release it, so that one's kind of hard to come by. But I do have the first 3. I love listening to these. I love the artwork on them. Of course, it's very classic Tori, and most of them have the lyrics on it. I love that. They are not gatefolds, so they do not open, but she is one of my favorites, and I love that. I hate that I'm not into her more recent stuff, but as you kind of grow up, you kind of grow out of certain music, and you may not just get along with their music as well as you used to or resonate with it, but that's kind of how I am with her. Next, I bought this at Walmart. This is the very best of Beach Boys' Sounds of Summer. And growing up, my parents listen to a lot of different things. They listen to Randy Travis, Jan and Dean, Beach Boys, Creedence Clearwater Revival, kind of all over the place. We had the 50s, we had the 60s, we had rock, we had like bops basically. But I remember listening to Beach Boys, especially when I was younger. This is a gatefold, so it does open. And that's what the back looks like. Just some great songs. This is their greatest hits. California Girls, I Get Around, Surfing Safari. You just can't, I mean, you come over and people are like, I don't know, if you argue about music, you can always put on something like this because most people should like the Beach Boys. Plus, this has Kokomo on it, which is one of my favorite songs. And then also in the 90s, this was one of my favorite albums too. This is one of the first vinyl I bought when I started getting back into them. This is the B-52's Cosmic Thing. And of course, this has Love Shack, but it also has Rome, Deadbeat Club, Dry County, Junebug, Follow Your Bliss. It also has, it's kind of hard to see. I should probably zoom out a little bit, but you get the gist of it. I love this one. I think it sounds really good. I'm glad I picked that one up. Also at Walmart, I picked this up after I watched the movie. It's Bohemian Rhapsody soundtrack. Of course, it's got all the classic Queen stuff. It is 4-disc, and it also has pictures from the movie on it as well. I like this. Of course, I'm a Queen fan. I think I like the originals better, but I wanted to have this. I mean, we had it, and I'm like, well, I might as well pick it up. I'm one of these people that I will check. My little Walmart store gets vinyls every couple weeks, just like a few of them. So I always see them, and then I'm like, ooh, I should get that. And let me say, vinyls are not cheap. They range anywhere from $20 to $40 for new vinyls, and some of them are more expensive if they're like limited editions. So it's kind of crazy. Sorry, I'm trying to arrange everything so I can get in here. Another one that I had to have because I was obsessed with this when it came out. So my mom always used to call me, I was a teenager before I was a teenager, because when I was younger, we used to live next door to someone who had cable, and we never really had cable. And the next door girl, who is a teenager, had not HBO, MTV, and I was obsessed. So I went over there, and one of my favorite bands at the time, this album came out. I was obsessed. I listened to this all the time. And of course, it's got the classic back on it. It's got You Give Love a Bad Name, Living on a Prayer, Social Disease, Wanna Dead or Alive, Raise Your Hands, I Die For You. I mean, just an excellent, excellent album. And of course, it has the lyrics on the sheet too. So I just love the artwork and everything on these, and that's one of the reasons why I love them. You know how I am with artwork, especially when it comes to makeup and stuff. I'm the same with vinyl. Getting back to what I was talking about, this album I remember listening to when I was younger. I had a poster on the wall, and I had the cassette tape, and I listened to it all the time. So when I was researching this, I saw that they had a special 30th anniversary of Belinda Carlisle's Heaven on Earth. I was obsessed with this. I listened to it all the time. This is pretty cool because it comes with 4 different LPs and the CD. So it comes with Heaven on Earth, and it comes with the single versions, it comes with the remixes volume 1, remixes volume 2, and of course the CD. And some of these, I think this is probably like $60 for this. It could be a little more, I don't remember, but I do know that when you see stuff like this, you really should get it because you don't know how long it's going to be around. So it comes with a book that talks about kind of what was going on during that time. And then, of course, the CD. And then it has, of course, the albums in it, which are nicely stacked in here. So it's kind of fun, like going back and rereading about what was going on with these people, especially since I was younger. It's interesting to get a different perspective on this. But this had some of my favorite songs on it. Of course, I think Circles in the Sand was probably one of my favorite songs. I love Heaven on Earth. I Feel Free, I Get Weak. I mean, there's just a ton of good songs. So this is pretty nice. I did get this off Amazon. And then, of course, have one of the classics, Cher, Heart of Stone, which this is not the original cover for this. The original cover had a skull on it, and her picture was inside the skull. But I had this on tape. I listened to it all the time. and I really like this too. Of course, this has Just Like Jesse James, If I Could Turn Back Time, Heart of Stone. Really good album. Really happy with that one. I believe I got that one off eBay. This next one, I got into this group because one of my friends, best friends, was obsessed with them, and she had the greatest hits, and so this is the one I had, and so I got obsessed with them. I got the CD, and this is Chicago's Greatest Hits, 1982 through 89, and of course it has Hard to Say I'm Sorry, Look Away, Love Me Tomorrow, What Kind of Man Would I Be, You're the Inspiration, I Don't Want to Live Without Your Love. All just really good songs. And I think this is kind of the only thing I've liked a couple of their other songs, but this one to me was like just classic Chicago. So I'm glad I got that one as well. And then growing up, as I mentioned earlier, my parents listened to a lot of things. And one of the things we always grew up on when we take trips, there are certain cassettes my dad would play, and this was one of them. Creedence Clearwater Revival Chronicles. So this has, of course, Susie Q, I Put a Spell on You, Proud Mary, Bad Mood Rising, Down on the Corner, Fortunate Son, Traveling Band, Who Will Stop the Rain, Up Around the Bend. Just so many good songs. I heard it through the grapevine. Just really, really good. Actually, it's funny because, as I was saying, I work at Walmart, and they have this at Walmart. And I think this is only $20 to $30. Like I said, some of these are expensive, but I just love having like the piece of artwork. You put it on and you just forget it. You just let it play and you just listen to what you want to listen to. And I love that. It's so, I don't know, in a world where it's so instant gratification, digital, everything, it's nice to have things that remind you, people put in a lot of work for some of this stuff. This next album has kind of a funny story. I was obsessed with this band, and then I asked for this tape for Christmas from my grandparents. And of course, grandparents don't really know music as well as, kids or whatever. So I didn't know if they'd get it or not. But we usually had Christmas around Thanksgiving time at my grandparents' house. And I went there, and they each get us one present. They only get us one present. Well, when I opened my present at first, I was kind of like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted. And they got me a tape case, a little tape case. You open it and you put tapes in it or whatever. And I'm like, well, that's nice. I could put all my tapes in it. But they could tell I was a little disappointed, and they told me to open it. And inside was the tape of this album, Def Leppard Hysteria, which I was obsessed with. This is one of the first ones I bought when I got my record player as well. Of course, this is the back. Of course, this has Love Bites, Pour Some Sugar on Me. Just a classic album. What else has got? It's got 4 discs. Rocket, Women, Animal, Love Bites, Pour Some Sugar on Me, Armageddon It. Just a lot of really good songs. Hysteria. Just a classic album. Really good on vinyl. I was looking for this next album for a while, and I noticed it was kind of hard to find, but the reason I wanted this is because, first of all, I love the movie. Second of all, I have a story about this, too. So when I was younger, my mom we're in the kitchen at the table doing something. My mom was doing dishes, and she had an old, just a radio that had a little tape deck on it. And she's doing dishes, and, of course, on the radio, they said, oh, be the 4th caller now, and you can win this LP for Dirty Dancing or whatever. My mom called and she won. And we live in a little small town in Arkansas. And she was so excited. She screamed bloody murder. She packed us all in her Toyota station wagon, drove down to the radio station, and she got the Dirty Dancing LP. Apparently they just re-released this. It's an exclusive for Walmart that has a purple vinyl. And of course it has all the songs on it. If you know Dirty Dancing, you know the songs. This is kind of more of a pinky purple. That's what that looks like. I just got this not even a month or 2 ago. Obsessed. Obsessed. Love it. So the next few are a couple of these I just got as well. Haven't even opened them yet. This is another group in the 90s that I loved, and I listened to this all the time. This is In Vogue Funky Divas. I believe this is a remaster. Yeah, it's the 25th anniversary reissue. And of course, this has My Love and You're Never Gonna Get It, Hip Hop Lover, Free Your Mind, Giving Him Something He Can Feel, Yesterday. I listen to this all the time. Such a good album. That's what the back of it looks like. Very 90s. They have I had this on CD, a Runaway Love EP that had Shoop and What a Man on it and remixes, but they don't have it anywhere, so you can't get it. Also, this next group, of course, in high school, I have Erasure, I Say, and Erasure Chorus. And I knew a couple of songs off this one. This album, when I got it when I was younger, was accidental as part of Columbia House, of course. Who wasn't? And I think I got that one on accident. It was one of those ones they just shipped to me, and I was like, whatever. I have no idea who this band is, really. And I listened to them, and I was obsessed. I listened to the whole thing, and I really liked it. And then I found out more about the band. And so now I have both these, and these are the 30th anniversary ones too. That's what this little sticker is. I haven't even opened these yet. I need to listen to them. But I love both these albums too. I think they are fairly cheap on Amazon. Also, one of the very first ones I bought when I bought my record player was one that I actually owned on record because I tried to get it on tape. They were sold out and they had one record left. And so my dad bought me this when I was younger, The Final Countdown Europe. I was obsessed with them. I like this one, and they have an album called Prisoners in Paradise, and I really like that one too. But this, of course, has The Final Countdown, Rock the Night, Carrie, Cherokee. Oh, just so many good songs. I'm telling you, I buy stuff because I want to listen to it, not just because they're good. But this is this. It has song lyrics. And then this one I saw at... I may have got this at Walmart as well. Fleetwood Mac's Greatest Hits. It has Rihanna, Don't Stop, Go Your Own Way, Hold Me, Everywhere, Gypsy, As Long As You Follow, Dreams, Little Lies, Sarah, Tusk, No Questions Asked. Really good album. And it's funny is when I was younger, I liked, like, the main songs I liked from Fleetwood Mac when I was younger is Little Lies and Dreams. But as I've gotten older, I've realized I like more and more of their stuff. So I've kind of been on this like Fleetwood Mac Stevie Nicks trip, and I'm obsessed with this. And this one I just bought a couple weeks ago because it had a lot of good stuff. This is also an exclusive first time on vinyl for Walmart, but this is kind of remastered. So to me, I don't know that I like, or the re-recorded, I think. I don't think it sounds as good as like the older stuff, but it has all their songs. It has Feels Like the First Time, Cold as Ice, Hot Blooded, Double Vision, Head Games, Urgent, Waiting for a Girl Like You, I Want to Know What Love Is, Jukebox Hero. Really, really good. This one was $22 and it's exclusive to Walmart. So I picked that one up. This one I found at a thrift store, and I couldn't be more excited about it. Genesis Invisible Touch. Listen to this all the time when I was younger too. Visible Touch, Tonight, 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 Land of Confusion, In Too Deep, Throwing It All Away. Oh, just so good. I think I got this, I think this was like $4, and it plays really, really well. This is what, pull it all the way out. Some of these are hard to get in and out. Of course, it has the band on it. Phil Collins when he's much younger. This came out in 1986. And then my brother, he knows me. He's got my little Discog thing now so he can see what I have. And if he's out somewhere, he goes to thrift stores quite a bit. If he finds stuff, he picks it up for me. So he found the Grease soundtrack, which classic. You can't go wrong with Grease. And it was only like $5 or $6, and I've listened to this whole thing since I've had it, and fantastic. You can't go wrong with classic Grease. Then I was in the mood for Heart, and I really wanted the Bad Animals LP, and I was on eBay, and someone was selling 3 of theirs in a bundle for $30, not even $30, maybe $20. So how could I resist that? So Dreamboat Annie, has Magic Man, Crazy on You. Oh, just so many good songs. I need to listen to this again. And then this one, which is funny, is I don't remember ever having this one. I didn't realize how much stuff I knew off this when I played it. What About Love, Never, These Dreams, Nothing at All. It just so good. But can we just talk about, talk about classic 80s. And of course, the one that I really wanted was this one, which is Bad Animals, because it has Alone, which is one of my favorite songs, Who Will You Run To? I think those are my biggest ones on here. All three of these are very, very good, though. And it's funny when you look at them, you can kind of tell, because some of them will say, this is BMG Direct on it. So this is part of a record of the month sort of thing. So my next few, this one was not one I intentionally set out to get. My brother just happened to see it. It was super cheap, and it reminded me of my grandfather because he used to have stuff like this. So Disneyland Records used to make vinyl that would tell a story, and you saw this, and I thought, how can you resist it? It's $3. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. So it has music, songs and dialogue from the original motion picture. So it's actually like a little picture book. And so while you're listening to it, you can flip through it. And then it's got the record. Of course, the record's a little scratchy here or there, but it's very nostalgic. I mean, how cool is that? The Hobbit. And so if you follow me on Instagram, Orbiting Live, or Twitter, Orbiting Live, you might have seen these. These were just re-released. I was talking about these. These were hard to come by. And then she got inducted to the Music Hall of Fame. And then they re-released her albums. So, of course, we have Janet Jackson Control, Rhythm Nation, Janet, Velvet Rope, and All For You. These were all just released this year. Some of these, Velvet Rope was the one I wanted the most because I listened to it probably the most. Of course, all of these I listened to as when they came out, they were consistently on repeat for me. But Velvet Rope is kind of in my teens, going in my 20s. I probably listened to it so many times. I have so many memories with friends with that album. So I was so excited. They released these. Actually, they were released the day before my birthday, July 26th of this year. So, and I've listened to all these all the way through. And some of them actually include a bonus song that's not on the regular album. Anyway, Janet Jackson, so excited for these. These are all the ones that got released. Because Velvet Rope, I had it on my wish list. Velvet Rope was going for like $300 for the original. So I'm kind of glad she released them because I wasn't going to pay $300 for something that I have on digital, but I really wanted it. Then, of course, classic. One of the couple, too, that I bought, one of my first ones, was Michael Jackson Thriller. It's the 25th anniversary. So it's got 4 discs, and it also has the previous unreleased tracks for the 25th anniversary. So it has the ones with will.i.am and Akon on here. And then it's got Fergie and Kanye West on here as well, but it's got the original as well on it. So like I said, I don't care if it's technically the original. I just want to be able to hear my music and it to sound decent. So, and then I also have Bad, which I was obsessed with. And I entered his Pepsi contest to go to his Bad tour so many times. Of course, I didn't win. All his dance stuff. Me and my cousins, we put this on, and we'd heard somewhere that if you listen to something while you're sleeping, you'll memorize all the lyrics to it. So we did that. Of course, we already knew the lyrics to it, but we just told ourselves that after we slept, we're like, oh my God, we know all the lyrics to every single song on this album. We are the coolest. And then I have Jewel. One of my friends turned me on to her. Of course, I liked a couple of her songs, but she would play this album constantly, and I became obsessed with it. So I bought the CD, and then this one has a lot of extra songs on it as well. And so I'm really happy to have this, and I love listening to it. And probably one of my favorite Jewel albums. She's got such a good voice. And then my brother found this, and he asked me if I wanted it, and I said, well, I don't need it, but if you want to buy it for me, I'm okay with it. And it was super cheap. So he got Olivia Newton-John physical. Of course it folds. It's supposed to be like this. Big album with her in the water. This is super cheap, but it has physical. I'd have to listen to this again. There's several on here that I liked, but I don't even remember. But Olivia Newton-John, how could you say no to that for just a few dollars? All right, so now on to my second thing. So we're halfway through, and I'll try to go a little faster, I promise. So the next ones are because I'm a huge Lady Gaga fan. And interesting fact, do you follow me on Twitter, Orbiting Live, Instagram, Orbiting Live? Do you know Lady Gaga follows me on Twitter? I know. When Twitter first started, I didn't use it for years. I started to try to use it, and I'm like, I don't understand this. But I talked about Lady Gaga, the fame, and how I was listening to it all the time. And I woke up like one day, and I went back on Twitter. I hadn't been on it in a while, and it says, Lady Gaga follows you. I'm like, what? Why does Lady Gaga follow me? It's because she first starting out, and she just loved that somebody was, she interacted. If you look, she only follows like 150K, and she's got like almost 80 million followers. It's crazy. So that's my claim to fame. Lady Gaga follows me on Twitter, but I just love her, and I love her music. So, of course, we have the Fame. Fantastic. And then the Fame Monster, I don't know if this is the actual, original release for this or not, but whatever. Super cute. I mean, it was a shorter album, so. And then, of course, we have Born This Way. And then it opens up. You have Gaga as the Harley. Then we have Art Pop. Has some really good songs. I just love all her stuff. So of course I had to get her. And of course anything new that comes out. I don't have the Star is Born soundtrack, but I do have Joanne here. And then open this one up. Joanne, it's probably my least listened to album by her. I like it, it's just you have to be in a mood for it. And then I have the 30th anniversary of Cyndi Lauper, which is great. This is what the back looks like. So this came with an MP3 album, but I bought it too many years after it was released. But this is what it looks like. And just the credits for the album. Sounds phenomenal. I just love little Cyndi. I'd like to get her greatest hits, but I don't know that that's on vinyl. I loved Hatful of Stars. I loved, what is that one? Sisters of Avalon. I love that album. So many. I loved her second album. I don't know. There's a lot that I would like to have by her, but I don't think a lot of that's available. Now we're going on to the one that I have the most of. And of course, that's Madonna. And this is an old album. Madonna, first album. Then I have a single, Borderline. And some of these, I'm a Madonna fan. I've been a huge Madonna fan my whole life. And so some of these people have bought me over the years. They just happen to see them. And I've never had a record player until last couple years. So I was able to listen to them. So this is just a single for Borderline. And you probably see some holes in the top because some of these I had hanging on my wall for a while. Then we have Like a Virgin, and honestly, Like a Virgin, this is what the back looks like. Like a Virgin in her first album, I'm going to have to rebuy because I think they're just kind of old. But then have another Like a Virgin single. That's what that one looks like. And then I have two of these. My brother bought me one because he didn't know if I had it or not. This is before I got the Discog app or whatever. But this is has Angel and Into the Groove on it. So that's kind of nice. And then we have True Blue. Like I said, a lot of these I may need to rebuy because they're a little bit older. You Can Dance is one I bought not too long ago. One of my favorite albums. I listened to it a ton when it first came out. Who's That Girl soundtrack. Of course, Who's That Girl, which I don't think anybody plays anymore. I love that. Oh, one of my favorites, Like a Prayer. What am I talking about? All these are my favorites. It Still Smells Like Patchouli. When their stuff first came out, it had a patchouli scent in it. We have I'm Breathless, which of course is from the Dick Tracy. Music inspired from Dick Tracy. It has Vogue. Then of course we've got the Vogue single, which only has 2 songs on it. And then I have a bone to pick with some of these. These are, so I actually bought this one first, which is Immaculate Collection. This is not an official release, but it has a picture disc on it. And she sounds like a chipmunk. So I bought this off eBay. It wasn't expensive. I think it was like $20. I don't believe all the songs are on here. They're like jam-packed. If you look at all these songs, they're on one side. So of course everything plays kind of fast and just not right. But I believe this is from Rhino. They actually did do a correct re-release of the album. And this is 4-disc. And it's beautiful. And I love it. And I think these are colored. Let me try to get one out here. Of course it has this in it. That's what that one looks like. And I think the other one is gold. I mean, I think colored vinyls are pretty awesome, right? Not a necessity, but they're cool nonetheless. Love that. And then I have the Justify My Love single. I don't know where I found this one. Did someone buy that? I can't remember if someone bought this for me. And then there is a remaster of, and I need to pop this bad boy open. I haven't even opened yet. Erotica had a remaster just recently. Of course, Deeper, Deeper, Rain. Some of my favorite songs. I could talk about Madonna forever. Bedtime Stories. Love this. This is a remaster. Some of her newer, older, more recent ones. Ray of Light. This is a remaster. This is 2 records too. Just a lot of good stuff. A lot of them come with like little extra things too. And then you've got music, which I haven't even opened yet. I need to open some of these. And then you have American Life. Which, there's a big, huge debate. A lot of people like that album. A lot of people hate that album. I don't hate it. It's not my favorite. Oh my gosh, so many. So many, I'm sorry. This I've had forever. This is the Die Another Day singles. Confessions on a Dance Floor. I'll tell you what, some of these are super hard to find. I think I wound up paying like $40 or something for this one. This one, Hard Candy, I think I paid $80 for this. $80 because it's hard to find. Like, if you find the Madonna, what is it, Celebration, the one with like all the greatest hits on it, that came like after this, on record for cheap, tell me, because I can't find anywhere for less than $300 because it was very hard to come by. But this has Madonna looking like a boxer. It has Madonna over here. What I do like about this is the records are splattered like this. And I believe this came with the CD as well. So you get the full album plus the CD, and there might be a poster in here. I don't remember. But it was super expensive, and I got this off eBay I've been real lucky with eBay. I think stuff's been shipped really well, and it's been quite well received. I love this. Super hard to find though. I have all the main albums. I don't have Something to Remember, which is like her Ballads Greatest Hits, but I think that's on Amazon for super cheap. I just haven't bought it. And then Celebration. I don't have Celebration, which again, this one was actually expensive too, MDNA. This one was kind of hard to find, I think. I don't even remember. It's been a while since I bought these, but this one has a special place in my heart because this is when I actually got to see her in concert, was for her MDNA tour. And I love this album. A lot of people hate this album, but I think they don't give it enough love. And then you have Rebel Heart, which is what the back looks like. And then the inside. I mean, some of these just for the artwork alone is worth it. This was like $20, $25. And then her newest offering, Mad the Mix, which has the typewriter on the back. And then her really huge Grabbing Her Crotch. I mean, who doesn't want to see that? You're like, oh, look, it's Madonna. There's Madonna grabbing her crotch. And then there's her typewriter. Was I surprised? Not in the least. But I'm like, that's a big crotch right in my face. So this was one of my first crushes. And this goes back to going over to my neighbor's house to watch MTV. I was obsessed. I didn't know it had this in there. Oh my gosh, does this give you a hint? And it has all the lyrics. Oh my gosh, so excited. One of my all-time favorite albums by George Michael. George Michael Faith. I mean, such an iconic picture. He's so handsome. He has such a good voice. I love all his music, but this album is so good. And then they re-released this just now, not too long ago. And of course it has Praying for Time and Freedom 90, which is one of my favorite songs. And it does have another picture of St. George, as I like to call him. He's not really a saint, but this one I found at a thrift store here in town, in my little town, for $5. And this has Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy and Chapel Love. Oh, Friends, Do You Want to Dance? Hello in there, Friends. So many good songs. Look at how... I think Bet looks younger now than she did back then. Is that saying something? But this, I just listened to this. So good. Another one of my all-time favorite albums from the 90s. I bought like probably 3 of these CDs because I wore them out. You can't go wrong with a little Atlantis. And then I found this one for $6 at a thrift store, Stevie Nicks. And this has Edge of 17, which is one of my favorite. Stop Dragging My Heart Around, Leather and Lace. So many good songs. Plays really, really well. I just got this last week. I had it at Walmart, and I guess it's new. Stevie Nicks, Stand Back. It's her greatest hits. She looks crazy young. She looks like a ghost. Like that, to me, that picture, a little creepy. But I love all these songs so much. So good. And then you've got her in there. And then classic, no doubt. I haven't even opened these yet. Return to Saturn and Tragic Kingdom. So many good songs. Gwen with her pink hair when she was going through it. And them watching them step on oranges. I'm just a girl. And then, of course, I had Bohemian Rhapsody. But I had to get this because it's the originals. And it had like every song on it that I wanted. Super excited about that one. Then almost done. Heading towards the end. REM, Out of Time, one of my favorite REM albums. I have so many memories to this growing up. I listened to it all the time. I like their other stuff too, but this one's my classic go-to. I mean, it has radio song, Losing My Religion, Low, Near Wild Heaven, In Game, Shiny Happy People. I just love REM. My favorite college band, as they used to call them. But I found this at a thrift store for $2 apparently. But it's just a single of RuPaul as Supermodel of the World, and it has 4 mixes on it, and the other side is House of Love, and it's got a couple mixes of that on it. It's kind of, I don't know that I had a record player at that point. I just saw it and I said, I need to own that. And one of the newer ones, got Sam Smith, The Thrill of It All. And then I love Stranger Things, and we got these at work, and I'm kind of like, okay. And then I looked on the back, and I'm like, I know all these songs are from the 80s. So, of course, I had to buy them. And it has lots of pictures. And I don't think... This one's not colored, but it does have... They come with a poster, and some of them come with cards. Like this came with... Yeah. So, Stranger Things. This has, like... Every Breath You Take, Should I Stay or Should I Go, Hazy Shade of Winter, Sunglasses at Night, Girls on Film, Twist of Fate, Africa, You Don't Mess Around with Jim, Whip It, Run Away, Time After Time, Heroes, Rock You Like a Hurricane. I mean, seriously. It's like you make your own classic mixtape. Then I also have Stranger Things 2 was all instrumental. But I do have this one. And this one is the same way. It came with the poster. It came with the 7-inch disc with it of The Never-Ending Story. If you haven't watched the show, I'm not going to tell you, but let me just say it's from the show. And I'll tell you a funny story about this record. So these are fairly new. This, of course, this has like... Baba O'Reilly, Things Can Only Get Better, Material Girl, Cold as Ice, She's Got You, ROCK in the USA, Neutron Dance, Can't Fight This Feeling, Wake Me Up Before You Go, My Bologna, Moving in Stereo, Never Surrender, Lover Girl, Working for a Living, and We'll Meet Again. So this is 2 discs, but if you look, it only has 3 listings. So stupid me, I'm like, oh, well... What's on the other side? I put it on and I cook and I do all this stuff. Oh, this is the colored one. So I'm like, cool. This is a splatter. The other side will be better to see. Just really interesting. Just cool, man. Just cool. Cool vinyl, yo. Anyway, I got this, and this does come with that poster, the 7-inch, and it comes with little playing cards, too. But I put this on, and I flip it over, and I'm like, okay, I'll listen to the last side. I always try to, at least when I first get stuff, I try to listen to them all the way through to make sure there's no big issues with them. I listen to this, not reading, and I realized, why is there nothing playing on the other side? I'm like, did I get a bad vinyl? No, there's no music on the other side. Duh. So there's no grooves or anything. It was just quiet. Like it's just flat. And then the weird thing they don't tell you is the 7-inch single, which comes with The Never-Ending Story. If you put it on the B-side is a song played backwards. So they mess with you big time. This is cool. This is, I think, less than $30, and you get all that. I thought that was pretty cool. I like the posters. I like the little keepsakes. Then, of course, we have T-Swizzle, 1989. I haven't opened this. I need to listen to it, but that was one of my favorite albums. I listened to it all year long. I loved Reputation. I love her new album. I haven't listened to it a whole lot. I need to listen to it more, but Reputation I listened to a ton. But I just heard her vinyl pressings aren't that great, so this one should be okay. But Reputation, a lot of the reviews were saying it's not very good quality, so that's why I haven't got that. Top everything off. This is stuff that I have. I don't necessarily buy these. I've just had these mainly for wall decor. It's a little 7-inch Crazy for You from the Vision Quest. I have one of Papa Don't Preach and Pretender. I have Ain't No Big Deal and True Blue. I have Like a Virgin and Stay, Dress You Up and Shooby Doo, and Causing a Commotion and Jimmy Jimmy. So that's my vinyl collection. Like I said, I am not someone who's like, well, that vinyl has to be 180 priced or I can't buy it. No, I just like buying shit that I like. And it's a lot of stuff that reminds me of my childhood or growing up in my teen years, even my 20s, even some of my 30s and some now. It's just stuff that really resonated with me. But like I said, I'll leave links below to my Amazon wish list of stuff that I've thought of that I really want but may be hard to find, and I just keep it there just so I remember. I'll also put my Discogs links so you can actually just go and browse through everything that I have. If you, instead of watching this back, if you're just like flipping through, it's like, what was that one that had that song? It should list everything and it should tell you the songs too. I just think it's kind of fun. Music's a big part of my life. Music, movies, TV shows, makeup, all that stuff's a big part of my life. I listen to music a lot when I play around with makeup. So I don't know. And you guys said you wanted to see this video, so that's why I decided to put it up. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Orbiting Live. I love you guys. I love hearing all your feedback. Let me know down below. Do you have vinyl? Do you collect vinyl? Are you interested in vinyl? Let me know. I'll try to do update videos as I get more. I'll just do little small videos showing my new updates. You can also watch on my Instagram. I always take pictures and post on there because I get excited because I got new vinyl and blah, 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 blah. So Instagram, Twitter, Orbiting Live, subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know what you're listening to now or anything from your past that you'd love to see on vinyl or that you have on vinyl that's some of your precious collection. Hope everyone has a great day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.